your own place, you're on football. Yeah, well, where's the old man? Well, he's right tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, the poet and the musicians. You missed one already. What?
Yes, please,
Nah, I think I've invited to play specially because they're excellent.
Yes, it's true. The people that are performing today I've invited specially because they're rather lovely people and excellent performers. So next up, talking of people like that, ladies and gentlemen, please make her feel very welcome. Miss Sophie Macaro.
You know where I am?
Thank you. I think what I'm going to do, because when poets perform, it's not like with musicians where they can do something really cool at the end of every song, like BAM! And everyone's like, yeah, it's over, yeah, applause, yeah. With poetry, I find that I get to the end of a poem and then I'm like,
Here we go.
it's over. And then everyone's like, oh yeah. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through the poems and you can try and work out where they start and finish, if you like, because that's always fun. I'm going to do one first that I wrote a couple of years ago that's a bit of a story. It needs tidying up and it's a bit messy, so you can just forgive that. It's about spiders. I saw you, enthralled in the centre of it all. Barely standing up, any minute now you'll fall, but nothing stops a spider kid now, nothing at all. So you're going to walk? I guess it's time to crawl. From sticky webs I saw you crashing. From sticky webs I saw you hanging. Sticky webs, east and west, fuck the rest. All those insects, we'll eat them next. Once you're done with this 6 day straight stretch, stupid insular quest, and you're stinking your wretch, try not to think or reflect, you'll just sink and elect. Thoughts that are tangled, the web's wrecked, your mind's mangled, just blank, wait for the next. Because I saw you when you hit the nest, scurry back, run rampant with eggs on that scummy track, I seen the liquor dripping through every crack, you're not sipping it, you're knocking it back. You always had your knack for fuckery, even at dawn when you saw it and it's ugly, because you're wild. But you live life like a pet stuck tied to a post. Life seems to be a shiny cycle at most, absurd themes overtaking your dreams, trying to boast. You've got a handful of consumables in a messy encounter with someone you hardly know. Feet run too slow to keep up with the pace of your particular case. You was always bright, but these days it's like those lamps are kind of dulling inside. Your passions get replaced with responsibilities, wrinkling fingers in the dirty dishwater, working in the splinters, and every day you falter. Until the spider said, well, fuck this routine they've given us. As long as they're trying to enslave, I'm not going to behave. I'm done being bitter. I want explosions of glitter, leave a litter of confetti to confuse everyone else, because we're ahead of them all. We'll just shout words at them all, dance and shout till we raise this sorry-ass town to the ground, till we finally think we've found the unfindable. Every wall's climbable. He laughed. I saw every broken tooth in that smiling mouth. He told me he smoked all his scents. Chopped it up into lines and then climbed up the vine, said, because those spider kids were like the modern Jack and the Beanstalk, see? Because we got magic beans and that fucking giant ain't ready to see my crew get incredibly free. I'll be contorting the skies and boiling the sea, warping the world closer to something I want it to be. So the spiders all drank up a 6-pack of beer till they drowned out their fear, took their 8 legs and broke them in half, running through a city cold under no stars. Just flashing lights of drones while the poor half die working to feed the rich on their thrones. I got my 6 eyes on them. I know they did this before and now they're doing it again. Some artificial, hypocritical horoscope, common folk, not bothering, not enabling yourselves enough because your ways are too rough and your minds are too small. I can't wait for your kingdom to topple and fall, but I haven't got power, none, not at all. So I just numb the fury, forget the sense, build up a powerhouse pretense. You can't take this misbehaviour from me, I've got every right to get incredibly free, walk the world closer to something I'd want it to be. At least for a night, let them strike that feeling from inside. A feeling like maybe they've already died. Coffee, cigarettes, punching your number. You ever felt enslaved, awake or mid-slumber? It's because spiders aren't supposed to be slaves, they're supposed to create, and they're trying to take meaning from us, you see, but nothing stops a spider kid. And he's looking at me, eyes all wrong, sense all gone. Enthralled in the centre of it all. Barely standing up, and any minute now you'll fall, but nothing stops a spider kid now, nothing at all.
false goats. 2 false.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, well done. I'm going to do a poem about a person now who I occasionally do a few poems about, and as a rare occurrence, there's 2 people here who know the individual, which is quite funny. But anyway. I tracked you down online, you ain't looking very well. I can't say I'm surprised, you never did take care of your health. That's a long way from me and mine. I tried to better myself, so I logged off and calmed down the intentions to hurt yourself. But you make me feel fury I'd never felt before, and we've not spoken in years. I guess that shows that love stays raw. My heart's been sore with quiet all this time, and you did things more than unforgivable. I'm not talking misguided words or ignorance to verse. I'm not talking some rom-com bump shoulders or even self-preserving coldness. I'm talking absolute cruelty, selfishness too. Violent, nasty acts where you was only acting for you. But I cried a lot, and I worked out the truth. And I know that you're lacking in it, so I'll just pity you. Sitting in your dungeon, I got no doubt, lots of drugs up in your face to drown the heartache out. Preaching all those views that you learnt from Wikipedia. Personality fading out to sepia, sad. And once I cried for that, begged you to stop, to turn around your plot. You were special, you shone, you burnt so hot, I could hardly touch you. There were times we used to laugh to tears, eyes crinkled, smiles stretching right to our ears. I've changed that bit. Right to our ears. We made pancakes once, we ate chips twice a week. Even though that's kind of bleak, it felt warm and love. Stretched together on flea-ridden sofas, watching B-movies, living as coasters, never working, always whinging, never earning, always scrimping. Because spliffs were a staple, we were scroungers for that powder. Driving around in that death trap of a car, trying to find parties, staring up at the stars. On my own one night I called you on the phone. You couldn't even clock my voice. I guess that says it all. We was always going to fall. Intensified passion, intoxicated infatuation. Every teenager will reach their painful graduation. Innocence, it's not innocent. It causes you mental constipation. But learning the lessons of love is just a shitload of information, and I guess study hard. I know I wrecked up your car and you pushed me way too far. But we still had a laugh, and I felt inside that graft, that burn and drive of a sick inside, heart twists up in knots and clots and will stop. Feel nothing. But me and you and I and he and her and we and... So long. Thanks for all you gave. Fuck you for all you took. Next time I hope it's someone brave and kind that gets me fully shook. They got a priority seat in some anonymous heap. I want it all on the cheap, and don't you blame the disease, because I'm moving from my feet, my heart that reach and peak. As the bell sounds, the disillusioned crowds move along through the dark clouds, hanging ever over their small towns. Tapping in some broken code that broke the phone as I tried to call you, but I got disconnected. I still select it. So press 1 for the future, moving with the few who manipulate the movements. You suck in on a soother, snap to your computer, man, you're a loser. We've got to work to renovate collective ability, elevate a mental state that can prioritise love over money, make room for change. Because I see the rain, it ain't purple, it's hurtful, making a circle that will cane. And that's the bane of our existence. If everyone's so divided, the media's ever slide into a horrible state of affairs. I'd rather eat eclairs, consuming some sweetness that's cheap this weird dark time till we find our peace of mind. But Boris Johnson, stupid, ugly, sex doll looking twat. That's not a poem, that's just me. He does look like a blow up sex doll though, doesn't he? That's not just me, don't you think? I don't believe that.
It's a sheep.
It's an insult to sheep. Sheep are lovely. There's blood and fire on London streets. If it's not enough to say fuck the police, still, lend your mind to that underdog rage. Understand not everyone gets to read from the same page. Humanity of the poor gets stripped away by dangerous bailiffs getting aided by the state. Would you be pissed to see kids kicked out of their place? Sorry, I forgot. You just keep piling up your plate. Cheese and wine for you is great, like the privilege I can see etched upon your face. They keep pushing poverty porn, so you can dismiss us as yobs, slobs, caveman people. That impression's dangerous and it's deceitful. Maybe one day we could be equal, but until then, this consumerist negligence just makes a path for the specimens. And they say, come drown in this decadence, like your primal soul's got no relevance. They forgot we live under the elements, but then old reality is an elephant sitting in the igloo, the bricks that they've stitched through, the chill in their hearts, pretending to unite the parts to some bright horizon. That audacity is blinding, but animals, it's basic. We do basic. Everybody's got to live, love and die. Now tell me why you keep crying over trainers, checking your labels, your selfies and faces, the branding it's nameless and aimless. It's a grey mist shrouding out some beige generation. I keep dreaming of a space where one could be prevalent. That's a fickle concept, it treats you malevolent. Candlelit iridescence of the mind, losing all sense, seeking to serve another, but another's not your lover or a brother, just some canary in a coal mine. And been into work for quite a long time, you ain't lazy, just got your head falling behind, now you've got to rewind, try and make sense of the climb. Do you ever find your reactions seem to be dramatic, shouting out fantastic? Well, I shut my eyes and crushed it, but never could I smash it because the stamina was weak. I talked my way into the piece and that was my impressive feat. But each year's a repeat, each season got me peaked, pissed up, drinking cans of piss, looking for a pavement to kiss once again. Escape the city, small heart and a big smoke. Let me walk the fields and love the trees. Sit by the stream as it frees the stress from your mind. Been lagging far behind, dragging on some rope from the train, forward move for hope, and respect the spiders. That's the vibe inside us, saying I ain't gonna lie down and die, mate. Too much on your plate, dinner lady shoves it on at a fast rate. Well, yesterday I quit the job. I told the boss I can't take your stress. I want for things to be blessed. I wait for the universe to acquiesce to my request and refuse to help myself. Drinking up, fuck that health. You're young and the body's insignificant, whichever way you see it. If we're docile, manipulated by these tides of administration, bending that bureaucracy, laughing slyly in the delegation of a priority for a privileged minority. So you get brought to your knees for the sake of a dead bus pass. We're young and poor in London, well fuck that. I've run out of the list, so it's all off the top of my head now. I don't know what I want. All I can say is I like the way you make me feel. Chasing the steam, letting myself fall into a mind state where this is real. I'll burn paper, try to make sense later, but it's fucking useless. Mate, with you, I get lost to this euphoria. Love a trip, so I'll run with this lack of rationality. Admitted to my defeating some side fantasy that banishes banality, where you love me and we sit watching the TV in that simplistic dream. Except you ain't on my team, and you don't care for that staying, the commitment and decaying, and I can't blame you for this. No one signs a contract with a kiss and will ascend to bliss, but what does it matter anyway? Why am I chasing a renegade game? My conscience tells me to appreciate and view the time and beauty, but it's hard when you know you're drawn to the Kabbalistic. Am I fucking masochistic? I need a grip. Instead I wait in that corner for the drip to descend, the buzz thoughts to attend to the brain-crushing, fate-flushing, real-life times. Fuck you, admiring my rhymes. Take packets of Rizla, bottles of wine, being alone, simple, fine. I ain't got the time anyway, because like you, I'm a renegade.
Yeah.
Yeah! Yeah! You know, it is. Poems often come out like a bit depressing and a bit, oh God, oh. But it's really difficult to write about things that are positive, isn't it? It's like, it's really difficult to write. I love when people write really funny stuff or really descriptive stuff. But mostly I just, you know, an emo, so. Pick up the pen, let it out once again, throw that shit to the wall, let yourself laugh at it all. I got a CD, let's go for a ride. Eyes on the sky, the light doesn't blind, it illuminates. So let yourself create and be brave. Palms up to the sun, your daydream only just begun, all for one. Not on some individualistic race, plait yourself in the lace of the tapestry and increase your capacity for solidarity. I offered the olive branch, even if you don't get back to me. But I hope you will get back to me, because I want you to pick it up, Pick up your pen, let it out once again, throw the shit to the wall, let yourself laugh at it all. Thing is, in my head I've got about like hundreds of scribblings and scribblings and scribblings, and I'm never sure where they all line with each other. So I might just have like 6 lines that kind of spew out and rhyme. Lesbian Muslims are grooming your children. Daily Mail suggests that we kill them. Before peas give you brain cancer, check out the fat ass on this old dancer. I wish I could hang on, I've actually been I found it.
Hey.
Lesbian Muslims are grooming your children. The Daily Mail suggests that we kill them. Before peas give you brain cancer, check out the fat ass on that old dancer. Everything's unacceptable. Hippie types, you're detestable. Buy a nice Volvo, don't be a slag. Not one of those thoughts that you have. Fuck the Daily Mail, misinformed, cold and stale. I said fuck the Daily Mail, your petty calls will always fail. In for a treat, time to eat, propaganda all over your plate. Let's piss on the welfare state, end of all family, fucking great. Get a bit more hate. Remember you're superior to fat single mothers. This is hysteria, this is a hoax, created to segregate blokes, women and others, making me shudder. So fuck the Daily Mail, misinformed, cold and stale. I said fuck the Daily Mail, your petty cause is gonna fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, did you like the spider story? Yeah. I've got another one for spiders. Everything is creative, gasped the spider, as the splashes of rain inflicted a pain to his spindly legs. Everything is creative, he insisted, as he chomped his way through a hit list of dying flies, feeling satisfied by their dying cries. Well, my soul is elated, because everything is creative, wheezed the spider, his 6 eyes growing wider. His head almost dismembered by the seductive black widow, she sniggered, poor kiddo, thought you were different. Some kind of boyfriend instead of another dinner, but she ain't getting thinner, she's filling up on spider guts like liquor, now getting drunk quicker. His body starts to wither, central nervous system shivers, sparkle slips suddenly from his eyes. A sleepy smirk for a prize, and Charlotte dances to the skies with an 8-step creepy kind of beat, no need for a receipt. The kind of girl you meet in a secret forest when you're getting on it, so careful. My 8-legged friends when you're crawling through the webs. One of these nights you might step somewhere incorrect. I got one last one. Their voice is a voice for disillusioned views, it keeps leaving us confused. Segregation, elevation, celebration of abuse. I'm having no wrapper, tightening a noose, hung around my neck when I was 17, floating around in a dream that was manufactured within the machine. I'd rather sail free, escape from that shit, not get dragged down in fits of manic anxiety, paralysed by fear. Don't whisper in my ear telling me it's okay if it's not. I ain't gonna stay. I'm sorry that your mum didn't love you right. She should have held you tight and understood when your life didn't go right. I got sympathy for your plight. Come talk. Let's share our insight. I ain't going on no feminazi race, but hatred comes from a darkened place, just like your cocky face, so brave on the stage. But we can see your mind state's misplaced. You're saying you know all these empowered women happy to be objectified. Oh yeah, electrified. Let us get your tits out for the video. It's an honour for you to splash this ink across the section of your body. Enjoy a youthful commodity of a temporary state. Oh no, wait, because one day we'll age. It happens every day. Are you going to be happy to be old and worthless because you're not sexually desired by him anymore? Your life plan? It's a fucking bore. I don't want to be called your whore because I'm reaching out for more. Thank you.
What a great set, what a fantastic set, ladies and gentlemen. Sophie keep getting it wrong. Sophie Macaro. She changed her name 3 times on Facebook. Her name's Sophie. And then we'll now be some recorded music from behind the bar, and then Panama Dave will play, and then Georgia Paston will play, and then John O'Betts will play. It's going to be a lovely, calm afternoon with lots of fantastic music. That's going to happen. True.
Fact.